Buenos dias, everyone. Hope everybody is all good, right? Full day of eating vlog today coming in. This is going to be the final full day of eating vlog of this building phase. I've got 3 weeks left, and then we start a pre-prep diet, which is going to be a 10-week diet phase to set me up for position myself to be in a better body comp for getting on stage next year. To be honest, I'm actually looking forward to eating in a deficit. It's been close to 10 months being in a surplus, and you get to a point sometimes where you get fed up eating the amount of food that is that's required to keep growing. But again, we finished strong. We've got 3 more weeks, and I just want to show you a couple of the different tweaks that I've made to my diet at the moment, just as digestion can slow a touch. I touched on this in the last full day of eating vlog, but there's been a couple of other changes as well. So I want to show people, in case you're going through your own building phase, and you can use this for the next time you go into your building phase and maybe your appetite drops off. Some things to look out for that can just improve your digestion as well. So yeah, we're going to get into it. I'm about to go for a walk with the dog, which I'll touch on in a minute, the importance sometimes of just getting out there and getting some movement in. So yeah, keep an eye out for the rest of the video. Speak to you soon. Right, so just out, morning walk. Every morning, same time. I'm always out walking the dog, about 30 minutes. Yeah, say hello to Maggie. So yeah, every morning, same routine. I out getting 30 minutes of steps in now. It's just part of the routine, that's what I do. But the other thing that really helps, especially more so in a gaining phase, getting up and getting some movement in, it helps stimulate getting your digestion moving in the right direction, ready for meal one. Just getting up, getting some movement in, it just it wakes up an appetite, so to speak. You start to feel hungry once you get home. People who struggle with appetite, I'd say, look, get up, get some steps in, get out and get some movement in, if you can, just to try and get the digestion going. I'll have a look at the mountains here. Nice view on me morning walk. But I also wanted to touch on the topic of structure and organisation around your days. Now, when it comes to digestion, your food, and trying to build as much muscle as you can, your organisation and your structure around your day, it's very, very important. If you're waking up at different times every day, different meal times every day, your body doesn't know what to expect. Your body is smart. Your body very, very loves routine and structure. It wants to know when it's going to be getting fed, when it's going to digest its food. It just works better off a routine. So if you're always chopping and changing that, day to day, weekdays versus weekends, if you're always chopping and changing that, your body doesn't know what to expect. So if we want to build as much muscle tissue as we can, having the same meal timings, same structure about your day, waking up at the same time, it's just going to allow you to have more stability with things, just more predictable outcomes. You're not going to be having to cram meals too close together because you've woke up late, and your digestion just suffers. So getting structured with that, waking up same time, same meal times, same training times as much as you can, of course. I know for some people it's tough, but organisation and structure around all that stuff, it makes such a massive difference. So that's a bottleneck for a lot of people. People are very, very sloppy with the routines, and then they understand why they can't digest the food, or they're struggling to grow as much muscle tissue as possible. So yeah, just food for thought. But yeah, there's 25 minutes left on the walk, and then we are back for breakfast. So keep an eye out. Right, meal one, breakfast. The classic, the staple, plantains and eggs. Pretty similar to what I always have, but there's a slight tweak which I'll get into now. So plantains have dropped from 400 grams to 300 grams. I was having a little bit of digestive issues in terms of feeling a little bit bloated and a little bit nauseous going into the gym. Now this is my pre-training meal, so having 400 grams of plantain, it was slowing down the digestion because they've got a decent amount of fibre in. So I just made a smart tweak. I went from 400 gram plantain to 300 gram, and that the carbohydrate amount that I lost from that, I reintroduced 200 milliliters of fresh orange juice. Now that's another tip that you can bring in with your gaining phases. Now again, fresh orange juice, very easy to get that in. That's like 80 grams of 80 calories and around 20 grams of carbs. Very easy to get that in. So I can replace something which has got more fiber in, takes longer to digest. I can remove some of that and bring in a liquid digesting content, which is going to digest a lot faster. I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks, especially prior to leg days, because if you know, when you're pushing your leg training sets, sometimes you can feel a bit nauseous, so I don't want a lot of food in there, digestion in the stomach. So again, just making that tweak, dropping off some plantain and bringing in some fresh orange juice. It's been a game changer. So we're going to get stuck in, got legs coming up. Keep an eye out for the next meal. But just to go over: plantain, eggs, turkey ham, fresh orange juice, and 300 gram of papaya. So good to go. Let's get stuck in. Right, meal 2 of the day. This is post-workout. Right, so a good tip. I've mentioned this before. Post-workout for most people, it's where you're going to be probably the most hungriest of the day. This is where you can take on a fair amount of carbs. Your body is gonna utilize it very well, and you can take it on and digest it pretty well. So this meal is probably one of my biggest carb ones of the day. So simple: 120 grams of uncooked white rice, 300 gram ground beef, a tomato again for some veggies, some micronutrients. But then this is the game changer: 200 grams of pineapple, fresh pineapple. Again, contains bromelain, which has a natural digestive enzyme, which helps me break down the carbs and protein from the meal. And then the game changer, which I spoke about in the last video, is dates. Dried fruit is such low volume, but so calorie dense, so easy. That's 70 gram, and that's about 40 grams of carbs just off that. So with the rice, the pineapple, easily digestible. It ticks the box, and then it sets me up for my next meal, which is going to be in about 2.5 to 3 hours time. So we get this in, we kickstart the recovery process, digest well, good to go. So if you're struggling to get some food in and get your calories in your post-workout window, utilize that as much as you can, because you will soak up nutrients like a sponge, and your appetite is more than likely going to be there for most people. So I'll see you in the next meal. So next meal, protein pancakes, right? So this meal for me used to be oatmeal. I got fed up of oatmeal. Like it was absolutely doing me head in. I've been eating oatmeal for like 8 months in a row. It was just I needed to change something. That's what you can do in a building phase as well. You might get tired or fed up of certain foods, so you can change the meal, change the textures of it, and it just gives your palate a different taste. So I've started making protein pancakes. So I've already blended everything up. So what I'll show you how to do it. So this is the blend, right? So it's 2 eggs, a little bit of water. So 2 eggs, 1 banana, right? And this is the other ingredient. Now this is yuca or cassava flour. It's not normal white flour or a arepa flour or anything like that. It's yuca flour. Just digest a little bit better for me. So yuca flour, 2 eggs, banana, 50 grams of whey. Again, blend it all up, and then you throw it on the pan. So I'm going to show you how that's done now. What I also want to show you all now is, I always get this question. It's something I always deal with clients as well. What oil do we put in the pan? So if I'm making protein pancakes now, I don't want to bring in excessive oil in the pan from, butter or olive oil, all that sort of stuff. It's just wasted calories. So I want to show you how I cook all things like pancakes. If I'm going to cook any meat, what I do with the pan. So again, I'm recording this on my own, so I appreciate that my hand coordination skills might not be the best here, so bear with me while I turn this round. So what you can do is you take some butter, right, like this. Get a little bit of butter in the pan, like that. Now, I'm not going to cook in that. What you do, you take a kitchen towel of some sort like this, right? You get 1 piece. You take a kitchen towel. Now, instead of cooking in that, you take off all the excess, spread a little bit of butter around so you have like a thin layer in the pan, right? You see all of that? That's all the excess butter. That's took off. Now that's not going onto my pancakes or the food now, but there's a nice little base layer on the pan to cook. So you're saving yourself calories. Make sense? So then next thing, take the pancakes or the pancake syrup. Here like that. Now we let that settle. There'll probably be about 3 or 4 of those I can make in here. I'll show you the end product in a minute. So then they end up like that. Good to go. Get your spatula in. Good flip. Again. Then we are good to go. One more to go in the pan. So the final meal. Then we have 4 protein pancakes to finish and touch. Square of dark chocolate on top. Now this will begin to melt because it's hot. And then a punnet of blueberries, which about 120-125 grams. So nice easy meal to get down. This is meal 3, and then I will show you meal 4 later on today. Right, so final meal of the day. It's the classic pasta. 150 grams of pasta, ground beef, just an absolute staple. I'm going to miss this when I start the diet phase in a few weeks, so I'll be able to have this. But again, easily digestible pasta, the ground beef, 30 grams of Parmesan cheese. We've also got the fruit in there, again, more pineapple, again with the bromelain content will actually help me digest with the natural enzymes that's in it. And then obviously we've got the 70 grams of dates again, so all easily digestible. I've also took some berberine pre-meal to help me digest the carbohydrates, and a super enzyme as well, which is basically it's a digestive enzyme which is going to help me body break down the protein, carbs, fats even more efficiently before bed. So that's everything. The next full day of eating is going to be in a few weeks, which will be in the diet phase. So keep an eye out for that one. Drop a comment, like down below. You probably heard the baby. Any questions? Anything you need from me? Drop it down below, and I'll get to it in the next one.